Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you are returning, you know I already appreciate it so very much. If you are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you and I are locked in for life. And I get to sing these really strange tunes for you, so I think that's fun. I have a little 0.5% alcohol drink here with a bow on the stem, so you know it's kind of giving something festive. And the festivity today for this video is Galentine's, chat. Get yourself something to drink if you don't have any laundry to fold or something that you could be doing while watching this video. And let's get into the video. In the spirit of Galentines, whatever times you want to call it, I want to chat about romance. Is that a shocker? Is it a shocker that I want to talk about romance? Come on! It's the spirit of love, and of course I want to talk about love. I want to talk about romance and how to decenter it, or rather how I have come to the decision that the more I decenter it from other facets of my life, other friendships and relationships, the more sane I feel. I am turning 25 in a few weeks, and it feels more on par right now to be unlearning things that just don't serve me. And one of those things is centering around romance, and particularly guys, because I'm attracted I am romantically attracted to men, and I just feel the need to not make it a point, not make them a factor. Not, this sounds crazy because it also might sound like I don't believe in love and romance, which is furthest from the truth. I am a big lover girl. Like, I love love, I love romance, I love everything cutesy about love. I just am learning right now that it doesn't serve the quality of my life to center my life around romance, particularly centering my friendships, my girl friendships, around topics where guys are the subject, or dating or romance. It's not working. It hasn't worked, and I have in the past few years just been like not a fan of that. In fact, friends of mine from different friend groups have said, you never say anything about what's happening in your dating life. We never know whether you're in a relationship, whether you are dealing with a heartbreak. We never know, and that makes me feel good because it feels like I'm doing something right. To me, there is no logic in sharing details about a part of my life that nobody needs to know about besides me and whomever I am dealing with at that time. It also might sound like I'm really secretive. I don't know, maybe this is a thing for me to like deal with the older I grow. But currently it feels like a superpower to be able to decenter romance and relationships, and to hear feedback from people who are close to me, my girlfriends, saying we never know whether you're dating or not, feels like good feedback to me. Again, I do believe in love and I do believe in romance. The thing I am disbelieving in, or the thing I am weaning myself away from, is making relationships and the people I'm talking about, or the people I'm talking with, the people I'm dating, subjects in other parts of my relationship. I have found that it helps me put them off a pedestal. Like, I don't know, the majority of my romance life, however long it has been centered around seeing people as these like godly beings and not treating them fairly on a human level, and expecting just these crazy things from them, because then I end up talking about them so many times or in so many spaces that it feels like it's the only thing I can almost focus on. But it is so draining. It's so draining because I will tell you about whomever I want to tell you about the one time, and if it doesn't work out with that person, the next time you ask me about them, you're ruining my whole day. You know how crazy that is? And over the last few years, my choice to not talk about boys, guys, men, however you want to refer to them, and romance has given me the opportunity to just go through things quite casually without being too dramatic about the impact of people coming and going, which is actually such a normal thing. It's so okay for people to come and go, but I think when we talk more about them, we put the relationships, the romance, the entanglement that's a funny term to me to date, to put the connection on a pedestal and make it really impossible to move on from things not working out, or you and the person just figuring that you're good as friends and you don't want to do anything else. And it becomes kind of crazy when you have gone ahead and told the girls that, oh my gosh, there's this human being who is transforming my life. I don't know, I've just found that the less I talk about romance in friendships, the better I feel showing up as me first, the better I feel focusing all of my energy on the things that I like to do, talking about myself, and just giving my friends an opportunity to see me as me first. And then if it ever comes up and they ever have to ask and I feel comfortable sharing, then I'll say, okay, this is kind of sort of what's happening, and leave it there. And even when the conversation does shed light on their romance, the relationships, I always attempt to like keep it at a very like, let's touch on it and move on. I don't want to hear the details of what she did with who, where. I really don't want to know that. And I don't think that makes me an unsupportive human being or an unsupportive friend. I think it's more that I'm interested in them building themselves as young women, because we're really young. To like center around guys is kind of insane. And I say guys because the majority of my friends are women interested, or women who are attracted to male in a romantic sense. And I don't know, I don't really befriend men like that to get a sense of whether or not they ever center their lives around romance and women. My focus is decentering from experiences around male gaze. Now, while it's like on the surface a really aspirational thing for me personally, because my friends have started to see me as the girl who likes to vlog, the girl who likes to play tennis, the girl who is constantly on her own, the girl who we never know who she's dating. To me, that's fine, because I like to be seen like that. On the con side of things, it's like they don't feel like I'm being open and forthcoming with information and details about my life, which is far from the truth, because I don't go into my romantic relationships talking all about my friends. And it's much like in friendships, I don't talk to other girls about my other girlfriends. The conversation with a girlfriend is about her and me and our friendship and things happening in her life and things happening in my life. We don't have to discuss other friends. And I don't think that boundary should be moved in romantic relationships. We should keep the romance in the romance and the friendships in the friendships. The con about that is that it has built like a rift, I feel, between how close I feel with my friends. But I think it's because, you know how when you grow through things, you realize that I'm okay with being distant if it means I'm not sharing certain things. It's just a boundary that we have to navigate, we have to work around. And over time, we might even come to a point where we both realize that it's totally normal not to ever want to talk about men or romance. And if there comes a time where I feel even more comfortable talking about romance because my romantic status has changed, I will embrace that accordingly. I genuinely enjoy conversations centering around personal growth and things that bring people peace and closer to themselves that aren't particularly other people. And while I have found that there's a temporary discomfort in my friendships because I just don't want to talk about certain things, I found that there's like a space for growth where I'm willing to engage in conversation about what makes people feel really good in their daily lives and in themselves, in their own skins, and in confidence with themselves as they become more them and more them-centric and not boy-centric or relationship-centric or girl-centric. Because in terms of the discomfort, I just say that I see no reason for us to discuss something that is a non-factor to this moment in our friendship. And that's not because the people whom I'm romantically involved with don't matter to me. Quite to the contrary. It's just that my friends also really matter to me as individuals, and I want to matter to them without being seen as a girl who is a girlfriend or a girl who is a daughter. I do this, I think, with all sorts of relationships in my life, even with platonic relationships. I don't want to be seen as just a daughter or just a sister, and in this case just a girlfriend, or primarily a girlfriend, such that I prioritize being a girlfriend more than I prioritize being a daughter or a friend. I want to be seen as an individual, because I spend a lot of my time on myself, and I don't want my friends to ever feel like I am prioritizing romance over time with them, or I am prioritizing other facets of my life over myself, because that could, like, I always just want to focus on myself first before anything and anyone else. And I think the more we talk about romance and loving, the conversation will continuously and constantly reroute to there. It will continuously reroute to talking about what who did in a romantic relationship, and it also creates a space for venting, which is a thing I truly don't believe in. When we hold space for people in a negative way, we kind of give them the opportunity to weigh us down as well. And when we share aspects of relationships that aren't the relationship we're currently in, we're opening like a Pandora's box, because now we're always venting. Why are we venting in a relationship? Like, why must I listen to your vents? And this is not to say I don't want to be supportive. We can talk about a thing, we can come up with solutions, and you get to work, and it like moves. If there is no progress in the thing, we shouldn't be talking about it. We should, because that means I'm still willing to live in the discomfort and the burden of the thing, or you're still comfortable being unhappy or being just an unpleasant person in the moment. What is the point of us talking about it? I don't believe in venting. And I think when we bring relationships into one another, or bring romance into platonic relationships, we create a space where we're like, oh, you always want to talk about what your partner did to you or what you did for your partner. I just don't think those things should really overlap. To know about the thing is like entirely different. You can know that maybe I'm dating. For me, it's just like a no-brainer. You don't have to know about it unless maybe I invite you to the wedding. I know this might like sound really crazy and secretive. It's not secretive. I feel like this is what privacy looks like for me right now, and that's all it is. I feel like this is also like a form of gossip, but because it's your like personal life, you don't feel like it's gossip. Not the point. The point is to each their own, right? But try it before you say don't work. Just like speak less about the things that other people have no business knowing about, and it might just be the secret to a happier, more peaceful life. At the end of the day, friendships are mostly about connection and feeling safe, and we all go about different ways in nurturing them. But I'd really love to hear your thoughts on how you mix the two. If you do mix the two, leave what you do in the comments down below, because it'd be an interesting conversation to have. Thank you so much for making it to the end. This is a really quick one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one very soon. Bye. But the more I have we're gonna do a gal chat video. And funny thing, when I had this exact same drink over Christmas, there were claims that I was acting a little bonkers if I actually drank alcohol. I think I would jump off roofs. It would be insane.